Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. We respectable listeners them. We want for heartily welcome to yet another edition of Ramadan Q&A session. We mean Ramadan questions and answer session by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In today's edition, we want for look at another set of 5 questions them where we get available with we by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We dey continue from Musa we stop in the previous episode, inshallah. We mean say, in this particular episode, we dey start at number 26. Question 26. Somebody ask, he say, if he's smoking cigarettes during the day in Ramadan, it spoil fast. The answer is yes, smoking cigarette during the day in Ramadan, it is spoil fast. In fact, smoking in general is haram, is forbidden inside Islam, and more prohibited and forbidden in Ramadan according to the majority of scholars them. Therefore, smoking cigarettes or jamba or kush or something similar is totally, entirely prohibited before, during, and after Ramadan. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for take away of them practices there way not befitting a believer by the will of Allah. When you read the name cigarette, for example, cigarette, it gets a similar sound with regret. We means if you fasten cigarette, you go regret. Subhanallah. Why? Because it's a waste of money. It's like you did wrap your money and burn them. Subhanallah. Another thing again also, cigarettes, now one of the items where people in the manufacture and they warn the consumers them strongly. The one they manufacture cigarettes, they write by the box and say smoking is dangerous for your health. Smoking is dangerous for your health. Subhanallah, or to your health, completely dangerous. How somebody go make something he want for let them buy him, but he still they tell you say, hey, this thing is bad oh. Just as it just feel like if somebody they sell cake and he say cake day, you want die, can buy. You no one die, no buy. Obviously, a person within 5 senses no go buy that cake day because the seller don't already say you want die, can buy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for strengthening we and for take we from all of them bad practices there by the mercy of Allah. Question 27. The person ask, he say, if it's somebody oversleep, nai fajr passam, the morning prayer passam, what he for do? The Prophet alayhi salatu salam, we don't answer this question long ago by the will of Allah. He say anybody will forget nine prayer passam or he sleep nine prayer passam. The way out in this situation is that as soon as he remember the prayer way passam, if for pray straight, meaning if for take ablution, if you not get ablution, and then you pray that prayer day. Number 2, if you not sleep, if you sleep name prayer passam, the moment you wake, then if for pray that prayer day way passam due to sleep, obviously you need for take ablution by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is, if you not forget, he forget, not to form forget if he do, na sleep is sleep, not to form sleep. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for grant we guidance. So as Muslims, we need for make an effort. When we want for sleep, we can set we phone them, relying in Allah for wake we. But we can set the alarm clock by the will of Allah. We can ask our neighbors them, our relatives them for wake we in order for them to pray the morning prayer. All of this na effort. And then we left the rest in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we need for make the effort by the will of Allah. Obviously, we all go agree, say, if me and you two get an interview for a visa, for travel out of the country, subhanallah, and then say, the meeting time na 8 o'clock, we know we dey grab very early. Some of we 5 o'clock. In fact, some of you know they sleep safe. Subhanallah. That is effort for dunya. Then the akhirah deserve more. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen we. The next question 28. The person asks if somebody can fast without eat sokoli. The answer is yes. Somebody can fast without eat sokoli by the will of Allah in fasting, okay, by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Question 29. The person asks, he say, if sokoli na a condition for le fasting be acceptable by Allah. The answer is no. Sokoli not a condition for le fast be valid or be okay or be acceptable by Allah. Rather, sokoli na a highly recommended sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu salam. Waiting at the proof to this. The Prophet alayhi salatu salam, he say in a hadith, he say tasaharu fa inna fi suhurin barakah. He say una eat sokoli because baraka, blessing, they pad sokoli. So need for make the effort by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Elect na a glass of water or tea we will take, let we ensure that we eat sokoli by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the Prophet alayhi salatu salam motivate we, follow we eat the sokoli for the purpose of barakah by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Question 30. This person asks if it's permissible for let somebody fast without pray at all. According to Islam, no good deed absolutely no go be accepted from anybody when they pray. So now we are talking of the answer to the question. We say, if it's permissible for let somebody fast without pray, the answer is, according to Islam, no good deed no go be accepted from anybody when they observe prayer. So the fast of a person when they pray is not valid at all, is not accepted at all, because anybody will not pray not to a Muslim. Within the proof, the Prophet alayhi salatu salam say in a hadith, he say al-ahdu allazi baynana wa baynahum as-salah faman tarakaha fakad kafar. He said the difference between we and them, we and the non-Muslims, them, na prayer. Anybody who left prayer, it don't become a disbeliever. So prayer na the foundation upon which we build all other goodness them by the will of Allah. After the shahada, we testify the oneness of Allah and the messengership of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Thereafter na salah. This is not the foundation. So without this foundation, no construction no go be constructed constructively by any constructor. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen we. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make among the one day where they fulfill with salah. Bismillah, among the one day where they fast solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Till we meet again inshallah for another edition of the Ramadan Q&A session. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.